if you don't want to buy my book, a really good deep dive on that is E-Myth, which is a fantastic book to break down the theoretical framework of what I'm talking about. But at a very simple level, all processes in sort of the inside of the organization should be documented and digitized so that you can actually never you never have to go to a manager to be able to get an answer to a problem that we've already addressed. Now, there are new innovative questions and problems that pop up all the time. And if they pop up, more than a dozen times, it gets turned into a process very quickly and easily inside of our systems. But really for us, it's like, if you want to learn, I'll take you one short story. We have a process on how to sign your emails. So your email signature. Why did we have that? Well, about 8 years ago, we had one of our team members who is Roman Catholic and quite devout, and put down a Bible verse in their signature. And then we had a customer, a very important customer, that emailed us back and was very angry and said, I'm an atheist and I do not want that type of signature to exist, inside of my email communication with you. And this person was in support. So we recognized at that point, wow, okay, well, we should probably build a process around how to actually set up that email signature. And we have everything that you could possibly think of internally. So there's no open-ended question. And effectively, again, the platform is the manager. The platform can answer the vast majority of questions that a new employee might have when they're onboarding, or even when they're like 2 to 3 years into the business.
Mm-hmm. So where's the democracy part here? So where are the team members kind of building these processes without managers having to get involved? Because as you mentioned, you're trying to get people away from being managers to be leaders. And I imagine part of that is you're trying to allow employees to really own the process, right? And so that they...
Yeah, and that also boils into the autonomy. So inside of our process documentation, we base it on the Wiki system. So if you know Wikipedia, you go to any Wikipedia tab, you'll have information on, you, Matt, as an example. Oh, he went to this school and he did this and he did that. But then if you actually switch the tabs, you'll then see the debate about that document. So maybe they say, oh, well, Matt went to NYU. Matt says he went to NYU here, but he actually didn't. He went to Harvard, something like that. And you see that debate occurring. So we have exactly the same thing. We actually have people that are set up in a way so that if you have a new process and you want to be able to implement that process, then you can absolutely do it without any problem whatsoever. If everyone agrees with you inside of that, if basically the people that are building that process agree with you, and then we actually pay people out for it. So it's a self-organic process where if you build a new process, you get rewarded monetarily for building out that new process. And a lot of people love being able to update processes because they get paid to do it.
I would imagine. And it's a great investment for you. This is something that
absolutely
I've noticed, is just, there's only a few things that really create leverage in a business, right? It's like you really improve your strategy, that can create a lot of leverage. You can improve processes, that creates a lot of leverage, where once you've changed that process, you don't have, it's not like, well, this isn't working, so let's hire more people, or let's have people work more hours. That's not sustainable, right? But if you just change the process that's breaking the system, that's a one-time effort that's now, you don't need more people to run it. The process is improved. So it's awesome that, you're going to get a great return on that. Why not compensate people for it? And I'm sure that incentivizes people to be actively looking for, how do we fix processes that aren't allowing us to do great work, right? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah. And it's also, so the manager ends up becoming the barrier. So let's say you have a SaaS product that ends up becoming incredibly successful. And tomorrow, instead of having, 10 deals coming in per day, you have 10,000 that are coming in per day. Well, how do you actually scale that process? Well, if you had one salesperson beforehand, that salesperson at max can probably train 3 people, right? Well, But if you have processes built into that system, if effectively the platform now becomes the manager, then that single manager could probably train 20 people at the same time and say, you need to go through these training processes. We need to be able to drop you in on calls. We'll use technology to be able to make sure that all of your metrics are accounted for, your CRM. We use a fantastic tool for sales called gong.io, which
Mm,
actually records a call and will tell you through machine learning whether or not you're winning or losing a deal live on the call, which is really, really cool because it's looking at these little variables like how much is the customer talking versus you talking, what
right.
questions are they asking, that kind of stuff. So these technologies are available and then you can scale that individual. So really, when I think about asynchronous teams, it's the ability to be able to scale really good ideas. The
Mm,
ideas there's probably no real advantage or not a significant advantage between synchronous and asynchronous when you think about your 0 to 10 employees. But if you think about 10 to 100 and 100 to 1,000, asynchronous processes and management is absolutely the way to go for true scale.
very meta. This is very meta. This is like the whole idea around a nice SaaS solution, right? Where it's like, yeah,
Yep.
you could go around and consult with people one on one, or you could create a software that fixes it for them, right?
Exactly.